iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.
I'm so excited for these concerts. First of all, because the new Beachman space is absolutely incredible. I love the new owners of the West Bank Cafe. Tom and Michael are so wonderful and so funny and just so a part of the community. And they approached me while I was doing Conversations with Mother off Broadway and just said, we'd love for you to do a show here. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be swamped. I have no idea. But then this wild offer to go to Korea and do a show for 6 months came up. And I was like, I have to do a show before I leave. I have to do a cabaret before I leave. And I've been touring this piece since the Tonys of 2022 that has been a cabaret that I've been sharing with a lot of people, and I wanted to create something new and start to really just reflect on the wild year that I've had and a lot of my own experiences over the past year and what led me to this point of needing to travel and have a new adventure. And so it's going to be singing a lot about, where I've come from and a lot of pieces from as early as Spring Awakening through Company, and also a lot of just music that's really inspired me over the years and relate that to, I think, a very tumultuous year for me. Bonnie Milligan, let's just say she usually makes an appearance at my shows, and I think you can all expect to see her there. She's my very, very best friend, and she's my rock, so to not have her there would be shocking. This is wild. So out of nowhere, I've had a really crazy year, and I'm pretty open about my mental health and my struggles, and I went through a separation this year. I went through just a lot of loss this year, and I said to my agent and manager, I think I need to go away. So whatever project might come up that is far away somewhere, please just let me know. And they were like, actually, it's funny that you say that. And they mentioned that they were looking for a Gatsby in Korea, and the offer was on the table. And I was so flattered to begin with, because I think Jeremy Jordan is such a masterful artist, and his voice and everything that he does as a performer. So I was thrilled that they would even think of me, and it was just the perfect timing. I love the material so much, and I love the source material. It's my favorite book growing up, and I used to dream about being a part of this in some way on stage, and I've done a lot of different readings over the years of different versions, and to just get to do this and take this piece that our wonderful producer, Mr. Shin, has been so passionate about overseas, and take it to Korea, where he's from, and celebrate his success here with it, with an incredible all-star cast that I'll be able to, I think everyone will know about soon, is just really special. And I need an adventure right now. I need a change, and I can't be more thrilled. Like, it's just going to be the perfect thing for me right now. And just I've been in this city for 20 years and have barely removed myself from it. So to go away for 6 months in a completely new country, in a place that I've never been to and know nothing about, that's what I need. I adore it. It's just like, I mean, it's such a beautiful story, and I love the character of Gatsby so much, and the language that is in that novel that's used in the show, and what Kate Kerrigan's done with the book. And, I've known these people for years, and to me, this team is like this team of people that, from the moment I moved to this city when I was 19, I met Kate Kerrigan when I was a kid, and I met Nathan Tyson, the lyricist, when I was 19 as well. And to grow with these people, Mark Bruni helped put me into Book of Mormon as an associate director back in the day. So to see their wild success with this, and see just like a group of people that really care about what they're doing, love Broadway so much, and have been working so hard at it for years, have this just thing that just has run away from them in the best way and turned into this monster success with such a beautiful story is thrilling. And I think that's another reason why I really wanted to be a part of it, is to celebrate people that I really care about and really respect and admire, that I know have worked so hard for this. That whole experience, Caroline Aaron was that whole experience. I love her so much. It was something that landed in my lap while I was doing a show out of town last year, and I thought, within the first 10 pages, I was laughing and felt like I knew this character so well. I'm half Italian. I know these people. I know how they talk to each other. And I was ready for a play, absolutely, and to not, not be singing in something that I was doing. And I knew that Caroline was doing it, and I was such a huge fan of her work. I had no idea what it would turn into. I didn't expect the reception that we got in terms of just audience members walking up to us crying after every performance and saying thank you. And I was so moved by how touched everyone was. And there were so many return visitors. And my favorite was I got to see a lot of mothers and sons coming to the production, and mothers with their teenage gay sons, and coming and saying, this is us. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how much we related to this. And that was really special, because I felt like, if I was seeing a play like that when I was 16 and coming out to my mother and, finding that camaraderie with her, it would have been a really special experience. So I was so moved by that. Tony Awards. It's today. It's literally right now. I mean, for everyone watching, we just found out who is nominated. And I'm like through the roof with excitement because, oh my God. Can I just name off okay. Well, first of all, Joy Woods, who was my Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. I'm so happy for her. I thought she deserved it with The Notebook, and just to see her getting her time and her dues, I mean, it's so special, and she is such a wonderful human being and has lifted me up in so many different ways and inspired me so much, and she's only freaking 25. I can't even handle it. I'm so happy for her. Jennifer Samard, my bestie over at Company, getting her 4th nomination. Every time she's been on stage, she gets nominated. It's unbelievable, and she's so special. I don't think I can think of a more unique and brilliant performer, and somebody that has just taught me so much about comedy and so much about perseverance and just doing it for the love of it. That's who Jen is, and it's really just remarkable to see her get her leading lady moment. Like, it is just unbelievable. She's in the leading category. I'm like, and you should be. This is so special. And I'm so happy for Jeremy Jordan, Jonathan Groff. I mean, my brother, it's just so wild. And coming off of his Tony win last year, it's so amazing to see him put this passion project up on Broadway and have it loved and received so well by everyone, because he's the most charismatic, wonderful human being on the planet. And Taylor Trench, can we talk about Taylor Trench and Floyd Collins? That's a performer that I feel like not only do I adore, but we've all watched for years and thought, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. And your time is coming, and you're going to get something huge soon. And for him to steal the show in this role in Floyd Collins is not really what you'd expect when you read it and you see it on paper, but he just gives so much heart to that piece, and I'm so happy for him. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Yeah. They're just like the performers this year too. It's so many people that I adore and I know are here for the love of it and just love what they do and love their craft. And Joy said something to me the other night that I thought was really beautiful, where I said, "You're a star, Joy," and she was like, "No, I mean, I think I'm a student." And I was like, well, we're all students, we're all students. That never goes away. And I said, I think you're working with someone, Audra, who understands that more than anything, is that we are always students here, and we're always learning, and we're always evolving. And I said, never forget that, Joy. And you just humbled me so much, because you are a star, but yes, we are all students here, and it's just so beautiful that's her perspective on it. She's really special. My Tony is on my bookcase in my living room. It's I tried putting it on. I actually have a fireplace because I live in Jersey. So I tried putting it on the mantle, and it just it didn't work there. So it's on this bookcase, and it catches the light every day, and it just makes me laugh. I just can't believe it. That still does not feel real. Anytime that people print Tony winner or say it if I'm doing a concert or something, I always giggle, because I'm like, there's no way. Somebody's gonna wake me up. It's all been a fever dream for the past 4 years. This is a lie. But I'm so profoundly grateful for the experience that was Company, and for it to happen through that show after the pandemic,
with Sondheim and in his final years and final moments on a piece that I had adored since I was a kid. And, with a role that I take my female comic heroines very seriously, and so to get to bring them into that part and piece, and my own self into that, like, it was just everything I could have hoped and dreamt for. In this community, I feel like the Tonys are still such a celebration of our community and what we have here and how special it is and how special theater is. And so to be celebrated by a community that you have worked with and for and pushed through all of the hardships and the crazy sides of what we do, and to stand on stage and accept something like that, it's profoundly moving and meaningful. And I was elated in a way that I will never forget. And I see pictures of it sometimes, and the great photographer Jenny Anderson, who we all love so much, has a shot of me right after I walk off stage, and just my face says it all, which is just disbelief and riding this high that I never dreamt for myself, maybe as a kid, but after a couple of years here, everyone here is brilliant. Everyone here is so talented. Everyone here is so passionate and pushing through so much. So you kind of give up on that dream because it's a very silly dream to hang on to. There's so much more to do, There's so much more to focus on than, I hope I win a Tony one day. And so for it to actually happen and for that to be a reality is, there's nothing more surreal. My favorite experience has to be Company, just because of what it represented. And there was a lot of hardship during that, and we started, and there was so much stress around it because everyone was expecting so much. And I remember in 2020 when we were doing it and supposed to open, thinking that it wasn't going great for me. I didn't feel good about my work, and I think it's because I cared so much about this being a transfer that everyone was thinking about and everyone was so focused on, and the pressure of that. And then the pandemic happened, and we lost theater for 2 years. 18 months of my life, I was sitting at home and went from performing opposite Patti LuPone to, and I love my Twitch fans, but to making money off of Twitch. Like, it was very strange, It's a big jarring shift, and it really gave me the right perspective on why I was here and why I was doing this, and how lucky I was to be in that position, not just because of the role and because of the status of it, but because I got to play Amy. I got to play Jamie, and that was the most unbelievable thing that I had been given. So when we came back, the spirit of everyone involved in that show was just this gratitude and thrill of being able to be back on stage again, even though everyone in the audience was masked, and we went through Omicron, and we lost Steven within 5 days of performing again, and it was nonstop. And the Jesse Green review that came out at the New York Times, when there was raves everywhere else, it was all these things that kind of kept on getting in the way of being able to celebrate. But we kept with it and persevered through everything, and they're my family. Till the day I die, every single one of them, just because we went through, I can't even begin to fathom what we went through. It's absolutely absurd. And we came back and we did a show celebrating togetherness after the pandemic. There's nothing better. Steven was very involved in the process, and I think a lot of people, I've done 2 productions that are these wild takes on Stephen Sondheim classics, and the first one I did was the Sweeney Todd off Broadway at Barrow Street, which is easily my second favorite experience. It was just so cool and changed me as a performer, because I had to get so comfortable with myself as a performer, because I'm grabbing people 2 feet in front of me and singing into their eyes versus being able to hide behind the fourth wall in that musical theater space that we all feel so safe behind. And it really opened me up, but Stephen was there every day for that. And he helped bring it over, and he cared passionately about that production, even though, the Stephen Sondheim purists might have said to his face that this is wrong, you shouldn't do it this way. Or same with Company. Bobby cannot be a girl. That was everywhere when they did it in the UK at first, before it came over here. And what people don't realize is his hand is on all of that, and he wanted to see his work evolve more than anyone. It shouldn't be a time capsule. It should grow. And the mark of great writing is that it can grow. I think he is the Shakespeare of our time, and you really can put his work into any context because everything's on the page, and it's the most human, beautiful, meticulous, intricate, wonderful writing ever. And if you just put it in the right setting, it's going to work, and it's going to fly. And whether it's your company or it's your Sweeney or not, it's still a masterpiece. The first Broadway show I saw was Rent, which is really funny. I was like 10 years old, and I saw the original cast, and my parents had no idea what they were really walking into, and I think they were like, wow, they're cursing a lot. It was still that time where it was like, well, this is not really appropriate for a 10-year-old. But, I mean, my first, like, jolt of euphoria in a theater was getting to see, like, Daphne Rubin-Vega and Adam Pascal, and just, like, come on. It was unbelievable to have Adam screaming in your face, and I think we were like in the 10th row back. I was like, this is what you can do on stage. So I was the biggest Rent head growing up. That's my favorite. Is like fans now of any production. I'm like, oh, I was you. I saw it like 22 times, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw it until the very end, and I was just obsessed with it. And like quietly so when I had like moved to the city, because I was doing Spring Awakening at the time in its final year, and so I would like sneak over and see like a matinee and be like, I'm not going to tell anyone I saw Rent today. Anthony knows. Anthony Rapp, we started playing poker together. He's a dear friend, and he's just the best. I mean, he's so kind to everyone in this community, and he loves theater so much. But I would say probably about like 6 months into our friendship, I just like turned to him. It might have been over a game of cards one night, and just said to him, I need you to know that you're my everything. I need you to know everything you did for me. I just like poured my heart out, and he was like, oh, cool, man. He was probably a little freaked out, but yeah. Oh, I'd be so moved, especially if it was a performer that is doing well, that I respect. It's so surreal to hear that, and it's happening to me now because, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I'm nearing 38, and I'm starting to have like Broadway stars that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited to meet, meeting them backstage, and they're like, I saw you when I was 16 years old. And I'm like, that just happened. Okay. So please come see this show. It's going to be a really personal experience. I'm going to, dish. I'm going to tell a lot of good theater stories from Spring Awakening days when we were all little monsters backstage running around and screaming at each other and all the things. I mean, you're going to get it all. And I'm just so excited to share a really special evening with everyone in such a beautiful space that thank God they saved, and it looks so gorgeous. Everything David Rockwell's done with it is amazing. Go to thebeachman.com to get your tickets, and there might be some surprise guests like Bonnie Milligan, and I couldn't be more excited to say goodbye to the city for the rest of the year and have my exit be in this beautiful space.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.